And welcome back to the AAA Washington Varsity News, and welcome to the set for the very first time from the Seattle Times, the UW main man on the scene, Bob Condotta. Welcome.
Thanks.
If you read the Times like I do, and if you follow the Huskies, you're known as the football guru, the blogosphere alive, basically 365 with you, right? There's it never ending?
Yeah, we try. I mean, yeah, I college football these days, it kind of never ends.
Well, let's talk about the UW specifically. That's your beat. What did you think of this year's class? Do you think that Sark has hit his stride, or is it only going to get better and better?
This program has really needed depth. They got 30 guys, all high school kids, which I think is really the right way to go to build a foundation for the future. So they did that. That's what he said a year ago he wanted to do, and he did that. And then positionally, in terms of the guys they got, it definitely fit there too. They really hit the linemen hard. They got 12 linemen. They basically got at least one of everything. You know, they got a quarterback. I guess they didn't get a kicker the way it worked out, but you know, every other position, with the possible exception of cornerback, maybe where they might have wanted to get another guy or two, but everywhere else, you know, they really got a lot of people everywhere.
One thing that this coaching staff has done a really concerted effort is to get the best players in Washington State. You know, the proverbial fence around the state thing almost happened this year if you discount the best quarterback in the entire country. They did a really nice job of recruiting the state of Washington.
And also just locking them up really early. I mean, that was the one thing these guys did, was they went immediately. They got the 3 kids from Lakes before they were even seniors in high school. You know, they locked up Zach Fogerson and Ben Riva. I mean, it seemed like they had everybody in the state that they were going to get a year ago. Mm-hmm. You know, it seems like it's been forever that these guys have been committed to be Huskies. You know, you talk to all the people who watch these kids play, next year is going to be an even better year, and so it's going to be even more important.
And the big kid from Gig Harbor that's in, yeah.
There's a lineman at Auburn named Danny Shelton who I'm starting to hear an awful lot about. Yeah, I mean, there's 4 or 5 guys that I think are going to be right at the top of everybody's list. So it's going to be much more competitive next year. So laying that foundation this year of being able to do it, I think will help a lot leading into next year, and I think that's important too.
How different is the vibe with the Sark regime versus the Willingham crew in your eyes as somebody that's actually following things on campus?
You know, Willingham kind of went with experience, I think, kind of hoping. I'm not sure he felt there was as much of a need to just go out and I think he thought more that recruits would come to Washington, and if you kind of sell the experience of the staff, and then when they get here, you know, that's where we'll have the advantage. I think Sark has looked at it a little differently of, you know, we got to go out and just get the guys, and we can't rely on just that we're Washington or whatever, and so he hired some young guys to really go hit the pavement.
I'm going to put you on the spot before we let you go. Huskies record next year, and are they going bowling?
I think we'll say 7 wins in a bowl game, assuming Jake Locker stays healthy. That's going to be the really big if about the season.
Speaking of bowling, are you a fan of bowling? We've got high school bowling highlights coming up next. Thanks for stopping by, Bob.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is the AAA Washington Varsity News.